There is a resurgent idea amongst certain kinds of Christian men that women, and particularly their own wives, should submit to them. They claim the God-given authority to lead their families and that their wives must follow. This comes out of the fact that these men consider themselves entirely submitted to Christ. As they have submitted, let others submit to them. In the psychological literature, this is known as the sado-masochistic relationship dynamic. It is a very common and yet very dangerous perversion of the human heart. Erich Fromm wrote a brilliant analysis of this sadomasochistic perversion in his book, Escape from Freedom. For him, it explains the deep sickness of Nazi ideology and other control-oriented belief systems. It also explains the horrors that such perversions breed. Unfortunately, this sadomasochism is hardwired into the core narrative of the Gospels. On the one hand, Jesus was the ultimate submissive, accepting a torturous death because his Father decreed that it must be so. "Thy will be done," he said, before submitting to this insane act of brutality. However, in his relationships with other people, especially those closest to him, Jesus could be cruel and was most definitely domineering. "I am the vine," he said, "you are merely the branches." Or how about another one? "Nobody, right? Nobody comes to the Father except through me, right?" And there's a very blunt example when Jesus explains his view of friendship. "You are my friends," he says, "if you do every single thing that I command you to do." Please, if you have a friend like that, or God forbid a spouse, you need to find people to help you and you need to get out. This kind of madness only ever ends one way. So, is there any alternative? Well, of course there is. We should be basing our marriages and our other intimate relationships upon deep, respectful, and reciprocal exchanges of love and affection. Deep mutual devotion and partnership rather than submission, domination, control. This may require, among other things, that we rewrite some fundamental scripts. For example, that vine and branches metaphor can be rewritten with the diseased parts pruned out of it. Did you see what I did there with the pruning and stuff? Yeah, genius. So the vine and the branches, a saner version of that might say, truly she was the vine and he was the branches, he the deep roots and she the tender bloom that rises amongst the vineyards of En-Gedi. This metaphor now expresses mutuality, reciprocity, partnership, equality, while still respecting the complex differences of each person. Such amendments to traditional scripture are the fundamental activities of what we call New Scripture. Now, if you are a man who has taken these filthy words upon your lips demanding that women submit to you, healing from your kind of sickness is not quick or easy. But the fundamental remedy is to stop seeking dominion over other human beings and instead ask yourself, what kind of dire spiritual force, literally the opposite of love, has sought and obtained dominion over you? That is where your fight begins.